What was your amateur career like?
Yeah. That was, I'll say, similar. Like,
Yeah.
Alfie and I came up at a similar time. He was just a little bit before me. But, yeah, fighters weren't really having, like, 100 amateur fights.
There weren't much of it, was there?
Not as much. Not as much. Like, I had five, but I say people before me had a bit less. But I'll say the people after me are having a lot more, like 10 to 15 or so amateur fights. Some of these amateurs have the skill set of pros and the discipline of pros. But yeah, when I was coming up, I'll say, like in and around that 5 mark, or maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. That was like the sweet spot back then in terms of amateur fights.
And what's like now? Like, obviously you coach a lot of people, different people.
Yeah.
I'm not like, non-fighters as well. I'm assuming you coach,
of
right?
course.
So like when you show, there's a difference. But like when you're training people for fights and whatnot, like what's the? Is there sort of a? Do you know what I'm saying? Is there sort of a sweet spot in terms of amateur fights, or is it case by case completely?
I believe case by case. Yeah.
So some people have a couple of fights and it's like you'll just go, and then other people you're like 10 fights still chilling the amateur and all that business.
Yeah. And of course, IMAF is now there as well, where people are racking up loads of fights in that 1 week. In that 1 week of being at IMAF, you can get in quite
Is
a
that
few,
where it works? Yeah,
quite a lot of fights. Yeah, you can do. You can do. Of course, if you get to the final and win, you're gonna end up having loads of fights.
Right.
So yeah, it just depends on case by case. Depends on what route you decide to take, and of course your skill set.
Yeah.